Okay, I think we're live.
Hi.
I think so. I mean, there's a little lag, so I always never know exactly, but I think we're live. So hi and welcome.
Thank you, Lynn. Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you too. So for those who are joining or new or going to see this as it's recorded, I'm Lynn from Masami, but also behind the Conscious Beauty Collective. And Cindy is the force behind Honeycup. And she is one of our new brands to the Conscious Beauty Collective in San Francisco, which is just really amazing. Her products are absolutely stunning. I had the pleasure of seeing them in person when I was there. God, it was just last weekend, or I don't know. It's all a blur. And I want to know more. So welcome.
Thank you. Well, you travel a lot, so it's hard to keep track of, all these different things. But yeah, so, my story is I was in corporate for my whole career, like a lot of people, like you and some others in the Conscious Beauty Collective. And then
Wait. Back up though, because what does that mean? What kind of job did you have in corporate?
I was like a relationship manager and a product manager in financial services at an investment company.
Oh, wow, that's quite different. Okay.
Total 180.
That's corporate. That's not like advertising corporate. That's corporate.
Yes, it is very serious corporate. Yes.
Yes.
So I knew that when I was finished there, I did not want to, do institutional retirement. I wanted to do something completely different. I wanted to, preferably create, products or something that was tangible, things that you could feel and see and have a reaction to and actually use for yourself to make yourself happy. Because in corporate, for me, it was a lot of meetings and a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of phone calls. And so
you don't love that? I was saying, you don't love spreadsheets and meetings?
No, I like certain kinds of meetings. I like the new kinds of meetings that I have, like this one with you.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah, I had a lot of the same, and it gets very tedious.
It does get tedious. Yeah. So I learned so much, though, about resilience and how I would like to interact with people and, not to give up. And so I got a lot of good things out of it. But now I sort of have a different perspective. I took a little bit of time and I took some wellness classes like meditation and things like that. And I just really felt like a new person. I was ready to do something, just for myself. So I sort of had this philosophy that I started where, instead of no, everything was instead of. Okay, instead of no, like in corporate, then I would hear keep going. Or instead of feeling defeated, I would feel challenged. So I sort of approached it that way, and it's really helped me going forward. How with your own business, you're wearing a lot of hats and you do have to keep going.
You know what? It's all about being glass half full, because every day something happens that could really bum you out. Not to get into my cancer journey, but today was one of those days for me because I found out my oncologist here, I just got back to Massachusetts, basically is pushing off my treatment for at least a week, maybe more, which is really bad news because that's not good. So yeah, when those things happen, you just kind of go, okay, I'll figure it out. I'll deal with it, right?
That's a little bit more important than, Honeycup body care, but I hear where you're coming from. Yeah. So
yeah, it's just, the healthcare system is so broken. We could have a whole podcast on that. We could have a whole discussion on that. But I love that you kind of decided, okay, I want to figure things out for myself. Mindfulness, meditate, like the things that you're doing to just sort of recenter yourself, right? And how did you, okay, I'm sorry, but I have a lot of questions just because I just do. So I have tried to practice meditation and I suck at it because my brain is way too much shit going on. So how do you effectively clear your brain and actually like give yourself those 5 minutes to decompress? Do you have any techniques, or is it just, you just have to do it often enough and you figure it out?
It's not easy. You do have to do it. And what you do is you have to build up your time, because I was taking this class through Penn Medicine. And so our homework was an hour of, of meditation. And so there would be different exercises that they would have us do, on different days so that we could, put these ideas in our head, like, something we could have reacted to differently that day, or, just any variety of exercises. And you get better at it, and you get a mantra going. And, one of the things that I used to do was, I'm breathing in and warm water is falling down my back. And then I'm breathing in warm water. So you get, you kind of get in the zone, and you can do it. It just, it just takes a lot of concentration.
Yeah, I don't know. My brain is not wired that way, but maybe I'll get there someday. So kudos to you for figuring that out. But let's make the leap now to H Honeycup. So you're doing this meditation, you're figuring out like how to kind of get yourself back on track.
Yeah.
Obviously, the corporate world worked for you for a while, worked for me for a while, but I got to the point where I was fed up. You got to the point where you're fed up. You want to control your life. So then how did you decide to launch this? And what was the spark or the inspiration?
Well, I mean, I was always into like wellness and healthy eating and all that. And then my husband has a contract manufacturing company that he started right around the time when I started my company. He had always worked in that field though. So that's a big hurdle, to get for a new company to get a small number of products formulated and manufactured and tweaked and all that. So, as I was thinking about it, I just, just clicked. And I thought, how about if I try this? And he, of course, was supporting me. But, what's interesting is that he would say things like, are you sure you want it to be natural? And I was like, yes, I want it to be natural. And
but why would he say that? Is it because so many of his clients are not, and the ingredients that are available are not, right?
Sometimes it would be a mix, and sometimes it would be, just all, perfumes with, fragrance, which is all chemicals. You would do whatever the customer was asking for. If there's a preservative system, if there's water in the product, then often, those are, some are better, some preservative systems are better than others. And so he's like, well, it'll be harder, but we can do it. And that's, I stuck to my guns.
Good for you.
The good, so like to segue, the good news is that I stuck with it. And today was announced by Made Safe that 4 of my products have been certified by Made Safe.
That's got to feel good.
Well, it does, because it's a rigorous process to go through. But, I found that it was a great exercise because everything is scrutinized. And so you scrutinize everything too. So are all your suppliers transparent? Will they give you the documentation that you request? If you have an ingredient, it's 95% something. And then the other 5%, if they won't disclose it, then you just have to move on. I mean, It's that just a black and white. And so it really was a good exercise to flesh out a few suppliers that we had to change, and a few ingredients where we had to have substitutions. We eliminated a couple of ingredients, so we had to retest the formula. But so then when it's over, you feel really good about the product you're offering, to the consumer. They have clarity, they have trust. And I like the Made Safe.
Yeah.
I like Made Safe because it's a very broad, comprehensive certification. They care about human health, animals, aquatic, and ecosystems. So it's, people, so people can feel comfortable, giving these products and using them themselves and with their families at home, because they do all kinds of products, not just beauty.
I love that. So let's actually talk about your products, because I don't think we've been talking about your brand, but we haven't really said what it is or what it does or what type of products you have. So your skincare.
It's all body care. So
Body
it's
care.
the neck down. And so, it's ironic that the first 3 products that we had were the, 3 of the 4 that have been certified by Made Safe. And so we do a whole series. Like we do a body scrub, a sugar scrub.
I love that. The
Orange
texture is interesting because it's a little thicker than I would have thought. Can you open it and show?
Yeah. It is thick because it's sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool because a lot of body scrubs I've used are more, like watery, but that have the granules in them. And this is kind of nice because I do think you get product, you're not just letting it wash down the drain, you're actually putting it on your skin.
Yeah, I mean, when you feel it, it's pasty, it's a little gritty, but then when you rub it on your skin to exfoliate, it just rinses off in the shower. Like there are no particles any longer. Like sometimes in scrubs, if it's seeds or coffee or whatever, your shower has all that.
Yes, gunk in it.
So the sugar melts. It's scented with, essential oils only. And it's our bestseller. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good, clean body scrub. So I think it's a brilliant product. But then you also have body lotions, body oil. So talk about those.
Well, we have body oil, and this is also at the Conscious Beauty Collective. And it just smells like a spa. It's got, some carrier oils like, jojoba, but it also has palmarosa oil, lavender oil, and it's wonderful after a shower. Your skin will feel baby soft till the next day.
Do you use it when you're still a little damp, or do you dry off and then put it on?
I use it when you're still a little damp.
Okay.
Yeah, because then it just soaks in.
Sorry, my husband is.
It's off. It's okay.
I'm doing house chores.
He's doing house chores. There we go. That's good. Keep doing your house chores.
It's been done now on YouTube forever.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's documented that he's actually doing house chores.
Very clever. So
right.
Like a product of ours that is very popular. We have a lotion stick.
Yes.
It's solid. And people love that.
Why did you decide to make it solid? I think that's an interesting choice from a product formulation perspective.
Well, I did that before we did a regular lotion because for a couple of reasons. One, it's spill proof. It's portable. It's travel.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody spills their lotion in the purse. Gets everywhere, your desk or whatever. So I wanted it for that reason, and it also can be even cleaner because it doesn't have any water. So the first three products that I talked about are waterless. So you don't have the preservative, and so it can be like a cleaner formula.
Interesting.
But people love to, you rub it on wherever you need it the most. So if you want it just for your hands or just for your legs, if you're traveling, elbows, but it soaks in, right away, sort of like the oil. Yeah.
That's amazing. And yeah, I love that about that. So, okay. So we covered your scrub, your lotion, your oil. What else is in the hopper?
We do have, that's in the store, we have a CBD line. And one of the products is, actually, this one isn't in the store. This is the fourth one that was certified by Made Safe. But we have the sister product is in the store. It's the lotion.
Yes.
And it's 300 milligrams of CBD isolate per ounce. And people, love it. It's really a matter of preference. Do you like an oil or do you prefer a lotion that, they just soak into your skin differently?
So CBD to me feels like it's like a whole different business in a lot of ways, because in terms of regulatory, in terms of education to customers, like there's just a lot, different channels. Is your focus more on what maybe you would call your main line versus your CBD line? Is CBD more of an experiment, or is that where you're migrating to because you see the need? Like, how are you thinking about that?
Well, I mean, I sort of think of it as like a companion line to, because everybody doesn't really want or need something to relieve pain or to relax, or some people have a concern because there's not a lot of regulation. So that's why I like offering both, because I can say, oh, if you don't want CBD, we have this, but if you do have the need for the CBD products, then we have, the bath salts, we have, the lotion, we have the oil, we do sets. But I would say that it is a challenge for a small business, for, CBD, because there are a lot of, because it's unregulated, there's a lot of there are a lot of limitations to where you can sell it and how you can sell it on and so on. So you do hit a lot of obstacles there. And for now, I've worked through those, but you don't know. I've heard of others who, had to withdraw because they just couldn't sell it. It can be very expensive if you don't find sort of a loophole.
Well, even figuring out our payment processing for the Conscious Beauty Collective, I had to make sure that they would take CBD, because not all, this, you run into those issues, right? With payment processors. Fortunately, we use Square, and they were able to approve us and get it all sorted out. And that was fantastic. But it is an interesting business. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Palm Springs, where there are a lot of dispensaries and also CBD only stores. So it does feel like it's a crowded market, but it's growing still. I mean, it's insane how much activity is going on in those stores. So I think it is smart to see what the need is and what the demand is, right? And see what people want. So your best seller is your scrub. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The best seller is the scrub. People usually, once they have it, they buy 2 at a time, they don't want to run out, because it's one of those things where if you use it in the shower, I mean, you don't obviously use it a few times a week because you don't want to over exfoliate with a physical exfoliator. But the way that it works is you can just do, say half your body, do your arms and your neck one day, do your legs another day, but so that you're always exfoliated, and then, rinse and repeat, a couple of days later. But if you are in a hurry, it leaves enough moisture that you wouldn't have to use lotion. I would always recommend using lotion regardless when you get out of the shower. But if you're in a hurry, that's the feeling that it has on your skin. It leaves a little of the essential oil, and it's not greasy. It's just soft.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
All right. And so what else are you cooking up? Do you have other products that you're working on, or are you just really focused on these right now?
We always have new products that we're working on. Everybody wants to know what's new we have. So, some of the ideas that we've thrown out are maybe a solid fragrance, or even a liquid fragrance that would be, so we'd have to work through that. We're talking about maybe a lip scrub, lip balm set or bundle that we haven't decided, though, whether I want it to be CBD or other, or maybe want to be, but they would be tiny, the little lip scrub, and then a little lip balm set. So we've been talking about that, and let's see what else. Maybe some shower steamers.
Yeah, that's a nice idea. And your products seem like they're pretty gender neutral, yeah? Do you have many men who use them?
We have a lot of men who like the scrub, and they like the CBD products because they're a lime essential oil. And so guys like the citrus usually. Yeah. So I would say that the whole CBD line and anything orange, they like the stick and the scrub too, because they kind of, with citrus, as you probably know, when you use that, it smells really nice at the time, and then it dissipates quickly. Whereas some others, like the florals or the herbal, they, depending on what they are, they last a little longer. And I think men prefer, to not have a strong scent with them.
Yeah, that's interesting, because your products do look like they would appeal to everyone, really. Which I think is smart. I mean, ours is the same. We made ours gender neutral because we everyone has hair, everyone has skin, you know, it's like, why would we not want to appeal to half of the population? So, but talk about your name. I'm curious, how did that come about?
Well, that came about with, you know, I worked on that name for months and months. And every time I thought of something, it was taken. And
Yeah.
so I ended up with, I really love honeysuckles and buttercups. And so I honey and the cup, you know, for Honeycup. And then, you know, people always say, well, what about the H? Well, I thought the alliteration was fun because then, you know, I've had low kits, I've had Humbles kits, you know, I can, you know, I just like using the HH for the alliteration. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, so that took a while. And then our mission sort of fell into place. And you may have seen on every label, we have what our mission is. And it's really that it says take care.
Yeah.
Says that we, you know, help, you know, by supporting us, you help us support a person who is in recovery from addiction. So, you know, it was really important to us because we had a family member who struggled, you know, for, you know, a dozen years. And when this person went to into recovery, and then I you know, observed afterward. So her and, you know, the way her friends were, and the fact that they always wanted to be busy and doing stuff outdoors. And, you know, it was the continuing journey of wellness and clean living. So I was doing clean beauty. So it was just a perfect match. You know, I said, I want to donate to the sober living centers because then it's clean beauty and the people that makes them feel good. It's a very small thing. You know, I'm not curing anything, but it makes them feel good, and then they can trust that the products are clean. You know,
I love that because, well, first of all, I think it's so interesting that almost all the brands in the Conscious Beauty Collective have a cause, right? Like ours is about the ocean, and today it's World Oceans Day, which is awesome. But we give back to ocean education and research. Olita is about the coral reefs. You're doing this, like every brand has their thing, right? And I think that's really good because I feel like the big brands in beauty, and I've worked on a lot of them in my career.
Yeah.
They don't care about that. They don't think about that. They're not about giving back. They're just about coming up with another confusing product to make consumers buy extra stuff. You know, it's like they're not thinking about the planet. So I love that you're thinking about your customers. The connection when you describe it just makes a lot of sense. I mean, I would imagine that you're very much, if you're going through that kind of addiction recovery, that you're very much in this conscious living space. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not an expert clearly, but the idea of sort of being mindful and conscious, it almost loops us back to the beginning of the conversation where you're talking about mindfulness, but then doing that in all aspects of your life. And I always talk about how in beauty, you really do have to be more aware of what you're putting in and on your body, because a lot of the stuff that's out there is not good for you, has toxins. I mean, I know my hair care stats, you probably know them for body care, but 90% of hair care in the US market still has sulfates, parabens, or phthalates.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Well, what is crazy to me is that the average consumer is not necessarily aware of that.
Right.
I think becoming more aware, and women do most of the shopping. So I think they're a little bit more in tune with that, what they want, and, you know, moving toward more natural. But yeah, I mean, it is shocking that nobody looks at the label, you know. I mean, I do, you know, you and I, you know, probably.
Yeah, we care, but like, yeah, you're right. We're the minority. We're
Right.
not.
True. I mean, that's why I like something like EWG or maybe like a third party.
Or
And the person doesn't have to be a scientist.
No, I agree. I agree with you. It's like you can help yourself, but that's also, I'm going to just give a plug for what we're doing, which is Conscious Beauty Collective, because these are brands that are good for you, good for the environment. Almost all the brands in the store are vegan, cruelty-free, non-toxic. Like, so at least you can go in there and not have to worry that you're going to buy something that's got something in it that's not good for you, because we've done that work for you, and the products are all good, and they perform well. And that to me is the really other side of this is like, nobody wants to buy clean products that don't work just because they're clean, it's like, you want them to also do the things they're supposed to do. And that's why your products are so interesting to me, because I do think you capture that sweet, I would say you're the trifecta: clean, high performing, and sensorial. Because the sensorial piece is important. It's like people want to feel that, like the texture, the smell, the indulgence. They want the lotion and the oil to absorb nicely. They don't want it to stay on top. I hate lotions that stay on top of my skin that don't absorb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not a problem. But that's why I love the concept of the Conscious Beauty Collective, because I feel like, oh, here are my people. So we
It
can
does
all
feel like that, right? I know. And it's been really, really fun to have all the founders together and supporting each other. And it's just been awesome. So for anybody watching, Conscious Beauty Collectives is at Stonestown Galleria in San Francisco till the end of June. And you can get Honeycup there. You can smell it, see it, put a little on your skin, try it out. And you're going to love it. And, oops, it looks like I am frozen. I don't know if I'm still on audio.
I see you moving.
You see me? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My screen is frozen. There we go. Now I'm moving. But anyway, but we're at Stonestown in San Francisco to the end of June, and then we're moving to Boston, and we'll be at the Natick Mall from September 1 until the end of the year. And the thing I love about it is these are indie brands. These are not big corporate America brands. These are indie brands. You can't find them anywhere else. They're amazing brands, almost all female founders. We have 2 guys in our collective out of 36 brands. So that's not, the odds are pretty good. I think I had to be a little inclusive and let some guys in,
Yes.
Yeah. But I think it's really a good place to start to explore detoxing your beauty routine and finding alternative products. And I think you're going to love what you find. And thank you, Cindy, for sharing more about Honeycup. I love the story. The products are amazing. And I really encourage people to check her out. And what's your website? Just put that in the video so we can share that out.
Oh, it's honeycup.com.
Okay. And your social handle?
Same, Honeycup.
Easy peasy.
Same across the board. Yes.
I love that. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
check it out. And I'm sure if anyone has questions, drop a comment or send her a DM on Instagram. I'm sure she'll respond, and enjoy. And thank you for joining.
All right. Thanks, Lynn.
Okay. Well, take care.
Take care. You too.
See you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye.